Hey everyone, this is David with davidspassage.com. Just coming to you today with a review video. This is the Grand Trunk Double Hammock. Just want to say thank you to Grand Trunk for sending this to me. First of all, I want to take a few minutes here and go over the hammock, show you some of the finer details, get real up close with it so you can kind of see the little bitty things here and there that are a part of this. And then we'll set it up. I'll tell you some of the things I really like about it and some things that might make you want to consider checking out one of their other hammocks. After checking out their website, they do have a bunch of really sweet gear for hammock camping, that sort of thing. Overall, I'm pretty happy with it. It's very similar to other hammocks in its class. It's made of a nylon, very strong nylon material. One thing I will tell you right off the bat that was really cool about this hammock is right out of the box comes with these ropes. Right out of the box, if you buy this, you can hang it the same day. That's not always true. And you may get this and decide that you want a different kind of suspension system. But it was kind of nice to get this and to once I got it out of the box, be able to just throw it around a tree. So we're going to show you how that works in a little bit. The weight capacity for the hammock is roughly 400 pounds, and so it's pretty heavy duty. In fact, I think it's probably one of the higher weight classes for this type of hammock. It's made of a nylon material, similar to basically every other ultralight hammock that's on the market, although I don't know if I would consider this ultra light because it is 20 ounces. It is a bit longer and is a bit wider. Again, it's a double, so it's meant for two people. If the 20 ounces is something that you can't swing, you may want to check out their single, which is a bit lighter. On the end of it is a gathered end hammock, so it's the nylon material, similar to the E&O and to some of the other brands that are out there. Where the nylon is gathered at the end. Okay, it's a gathered end hammock, fed through a rope system on this carabiner here. This is a nautical grade carabiner. Again, the hammock says that it's a 400-pound capacity, which is really heavy duty. Again, if you're an ultralighter, you might want to check out their single, which is a bit lighter than their double. I weigh roughly 240 pounds at the time of this video, and that's plenty big for me. I'll tell you right away, if you're a hammock camper, if you're a hardcore hammock camper, one of the things that if you did get into one of these, one of the things that you may want to change out are these cords on the end and the carabiner, because they are a bit heavy for an ultralight setup. Go with some am steel and a different carabiner there, because those are pretty heavy duty. You can kind of see there how the hammock kind of lays out, and it is a very long hammock, coming in at 10'6", 10 feet 6 inches long, and 6.5 feet wide. It does have an attached stuff sack. That is a really nice feature on all of these things, just because it's nice not to have something extra loose. So when we're done, we just wrap it all up. We stuff it in the stuff sack. It does have a strap down here on the bottom. It does not have a cinch strap. Now I found a way you can get away without that, and actually kind of cuts a little bit of the weight off, to be honest with you, without having to worry about that buckle. Of course, what's really nice about having these bags attached on the side is at nighttime you can just throw whatever in there, and this is really nice because it's a really big bag, real spacious. You can throw all kinds of things in there at nighttime: headlamps, water bottles. In terms of quality, if you look real close at it, you can see on the very end here, that's just a single stitch, but it is a really nice and tight stitching there, and that's just the outer part. That's not really where you're putting your weight. Here it is triple stitched. It's triple stitched here on the seam, the main part that really holds you in, and that's really going to add a lot of durability to this, which is really nice. So initial impressions, just a really great hammock. Pretty standard though. One thing I really thought that set it apart from the others just right out of the bag was having these ropes in here. Again, so it was really nice of them to include these ropes in there. So right out of the bat, you can actually hang this thing up. If you're worried about these ropes, hurting the trees and whatnot, they do sell some that are more of a webbing material that you can pick up that will protect the trees a little bit more. I'm not really worried about it with these trees. Basically, what they're suggesting to do in terms of how to set their hammock up is just take this rope and go around the tree and bring it through here. Like this. Now on the end of this rope, they just do a couple overhand knots, and sort of what they suggest you do is, you have the knot and you get your trees apart, and then you put your carabiner in there like that, and that'll hold your hammock up. What they say also is if you need to change the length or where the knot is in accordance to how your trees are, just come on over and go ahead and go on up shorter and make another overhand knot as such, and then hang it that way. Well, I'm kind of privy to what's called the marlin spike knot, or the marlin spike hitch, or whatever, and so I'm going to show you that now. That way you don't have to add any knots to it, and you can use these straps right out of the bag to hang this Grand Trunk hammock with. So basically, to do that, all you do is you take the two ends that are hanging off the tree here, the tag end, double them over like that. Okay, you double them over the rope as such, and then take that loop that's there now and bring it up and over. So you've got the rope coming off the tree, you've got a loop that you just made, and then this little bitty here, and just take your carabiner at this point and stick it on there, and then tighten that down like that. What's really nice about this knot then is that when you are all done, basically all you have to do is you just kind of move this up a little bit. You take out your carabiner, and then that's a slip knot, and it's all undone. So again, just kind of doubling it up over, bringing it up over here, clipping the carabiner in there, and cinching it down. Alright, so there she is set up. What I'm going to do is sort of get in this now, and it's going to sound kind of strange, but one of the things people ask me a lot about it, or they sort of express, is sort of a nervous tension for first-time hammockers about getting into a hammock. The first thing I want to know is, am I going to fall out? And a lot of times they think that because they're used to using the hammocks that are already spread out. And in those hammocks, they do. But this hammock, with these gathered end hammocks, what's really nice is there's sort of a belly or a pocket underneath there that really just grabs you. So I'm just going to kind of go through the steps now and just sort of talk about how you get in a hammock. Now, I know that people are going to laugh at that. If you're a hammock camper, you're going to laugh at that. But believe it or not, people, I was really nervous. First time I got in a hammock, was I going to tip? You'll find out that it's really super easy. All right, so first of all, with these gathered end hammocks, one of the things you'll notice is that when I put my hand in here, it goes down pretty good. What you want to do is when you get in these, you want your butt to go in there. Now if your butt goes in there, you're not going to fall out. When I get into one of these, first of all, I just take the end that's closest to me and I kind of put it down, and I get my butt right in that pocket. Bring the back end up a little bit over me, and just put my weight down real slow, and sit on back. As long as your butt's in the middle there, you're not going anywhere. You can do all you want. I'll tell you something, somebody told me once about these double hammocks. A lot of guys they're ultra lighters, they want something that's super light. They're going all for pack space. Well, one of the things, when I initially went hammock shopping, and I was asking somebody about this very question, do I get a single hammock or a double hammock? One of the things that the guy in the store mentioned to me that he does, and why he uses a double instead of a single, you can do this. You can totally cocoon yourself. And what the guy does is, he said, I haven't tried this yet, I might try this next week. He says when he does this, he doesn't have to use a bug net. Just to sort of recap, some of the pros on this hammock. One, it's rated at 400 pounds. It does have the pocket for the hammock built right into the side. That's definitely a plus. Oh, and a huge, huge plus, the fact that right out of the box, or right out of the bag, rather, you can hang it. It comes with these straps here. It is pretty lightweight at 20 ounces, although you know, ultralighters may not like that much. In that case, you can check out their single hammocks, and they also have some other hammocks that you can also check out that are a bit lighter. So again, a couple things to keep in mind. Because it has extra fabric, it is a little bit heavier than other hammocks coming in at 20 ounces. The bag itself, you know, when you just pack it here regularly, and we'll show you how to do that in a second, it is 9 inches tall by 5 1/4 inches wide, as it is. Now I'm going to show you a little trick real quick that'll allow you to cinch it down a little bit more. You know, one of the things I'll tell you that I notice is different between this and the E&O, very similar to the E&O double nest, minus the fact that the Grand Trunk has more fabric to it. It is longer and wider than the E&O, from what I understand. It is a little bit heavier too. But you'll notice on the bag it does not have that cinch strap that goes around the bag. A couple of the cons to this hammock. First of all, because it's bigger, it's made with more material, therefore it is a little bit heavier, and just a few ounces heavier than the E&O double nest hammock. But it's 10'6", you know, so if you are a tall person, it's 10 foot 6 inches long. So if you're a tall person and you've had a hard time finding a hammock to camp in, this is your hammock. If you're a bigger person, you know, if you're weighing more than 250, you know, 300 pounds, and you want to go camping in a hammock, or you have back problems and you want to sleep in something that's going to be amazing for your back, you know, this is going to hold your weight. But it is a con for people that are ultralighting because of that. So how to stuff this back in? Basically what I'm going to do is find one of the ends here. I'm going to start to wrap this up really tight. Just sort of wrap it up as tight as I can until I reach the bag, which is right here. I'm going to take that little clump of nylon and stuff it in and push it all the way down to the bottom. I'm going to do the same thing with the other side. I like everything in my pack to be nice and tight, so I'm not worrying and fiddling around with it. Once I get to the bag here, I'm going to take it again and put that inside. One of the things you can do now, since you have these straps already, utilize those to cinch down the pack. And this is real simple. All you're going to do is feed this rope up under here, okay, and sort of pinch that down. Bring the other end around and through this loop. Now you can see what I'm going to do here is compress the bag and pull the ropes down and tight. Bring that around and tie it off. Just take my end knot there and slip it underneath one of those to lock that in place. Now if you really want to cinch it down, you can just basically do the same thing with the other rope too. Just go the other way, bring a chunk here, you know, bring your rope around, bring your tag in through that loop. Sort of cinch that end down too. If you went with their other straps, you know, that might even save a little bit more weight and a little bit more pack space, and then you're also saving trees too, because you don't have the ropes necessarily cutting into the trees. So overall, Grand Trunk Double Hammock is a winner. It is a great hammock, great quality hammock. Man, especially for if you're a tall person, or if you're extra, you know, husky, if you're an extra husky person like me, a little peace of mind there in having a bigger hammock. Love the fact that it comes with the ropes already in there so that you can hang the thing right out of the bag, which is really cool. And so if you're just getting into hammock camping especially, it's a great hammock. But if you want more information on this particular hammock, please follow the link in the description below. If you'd like to purchase one of these, I'll put a link in the description below as well, and that'll help support me in feeding my outdoor addiction. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for your subscriptions, comments, and support. Really appreciate it, and we'll see you outside. Take care.